Philippines is not going to drop the mandatory quarantine and testing for passengers who are unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, and whose vaccination cannot be validated or verified. That means that you must submit yourself to voluntary verification of your proof of vaccination and testing requirements. Let me provide the rules for those passengers who need to quarantine. First, passengers who are unvaccinated. I will explain later on in this video the meaning of each of these requirements. Also, if you are partially vaccinated. If you are vaccinated but the vaccination cannot be verified or validated, you will still have to quarantine. If you have signs and symptoms of COVID, and if you're a minor and the parent or guardian is unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or have signs or symptoms of COVID. Also, if you have been fully vaccinated, but your last dose was administered less than 14 days from date of your travel in the Philippines. So how many days should be the quarantine period? So it will be 5 days with the arrival date in the Philippines as day 1. You will have to undergo a COVID-19 RT-PCR test on the 5th day of your arrival, and then you can only be released from quarantine if the result of your COVID-19 RT-PCR test is negative, and you must obtain a certificate of quarantine from the Bureau of Quarantine before release from your hotel. Unvaccinated means you have not received any COVID-19 vaccine. For partially vaccinated, it means that you only completed 1 dose of vaccine for vaccines that require 2 doses. For example, Pfizer. But for Johnson & Johnson, you only need 1 dose. Also, the completed vaccination was done less than 14 days before boarding your flight. Also, vaccination cannot be verified or validated. That means that the vaccine card or certificate, whether digital or printed copy, was unacceptable or cannot be verified. It also means that the COVID vaccine was not included in the emergency authorization of Philippine FDA or not authorized for emergency use by the World Health Organization. There are 4 acceptable proofs of vaccination in the Philippines. First, the yellow card or the World Health Organization certificate of vaccination. Second, VaxCert-PH if you are vaccinated in the Philippines. Another proof of vaccination is the national or state digital certificate of the country or foreign government which has accepted VaxCert under a reciprocal agreement. And another one, other proofs of vaccination permitted by the IATF of the Philippines. It has been confirmed that Cebu, Philippines has been accepting foreign nationals who are unvaccinated. A lot of foreign nationals who are unvaccinated are entering Cebu. It has been the unofficial gateway for the unvaccinated. So let me provide this clarification. Unvaccinated foreigners are using Cebu Mactan Airport to enter Philippines, but you must quarantine for 6 days. And as usual, you must travel at your own risk because rules can change. These rules are also applicable for unvaccinated foreigners, including unvaccinated former Filipinos, unvaccinated foreign spouses or children, and also unvaccinated foreign tourists. You must confirm with your airline and also the layover country if you have one. You must book a hotel that must be accredited for quarantine purposes. You must book for 6 nights. Also, you must have at least 3 negative tests before arrival, upon arrival, and on the 5th day of your arrival, during your quarantine, and before you will be released. Now, let's start with the rules for foreign nationals. There is actually an age bracket and whether or not the minors will be accompanied by their parents or not. Here are the latest requirements for foreign nationals, including former Filipino citizens. For 18 years old and above, if you are unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or the vaccination cannot be verified, you must quarantine at an accredited hotel for 5 days, and the testing will be on the 5th day of your arrival. Also, you must provide negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours or negative antigen test within 24 hours prior to departure from country of origin. Now, for foreign nationals, or former Filipino citizens 12 to 17 accompanied by parent, and these are for the unvaccinated. No quarantine if the parent or guardian is fully vaccinated. For those 12 to 17 years of age traveling alone, please take note of these requirements. If unvaccinated, you must quarantine for 5 days and you must test on the 5th day of your arrival. Now, if you are 11 years and below and the child or minor is a foreign national but accompanied by a parent or guardian and the minor is unvaccinated, the minor will have to follow the entry, testing, and quarantine protocol of the parent or guardian accompanying the minor. For foreign national or former Filipino citizen 18 years old and above, if fully vaccinated without booster shot, no quarantine, but need negative RT-PCR test or antigen test. For fully vaccinated with booster shot, no quarantine and no testing required. So I'm going to show you this screenshot of the requirements if you have a booster shot or without a booster shot. So the booster shot replaces the negative test requirement. Let's talk about the rules for Filipinos. These requirements are also applicable for all Filipinos and dual nationals. If you are 18 years old and above and you are unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or the vaccination cannot be validated or verified, you will still have to undergo 5 days of facility-based quarantine and you must test on the 5th day of your arrival. Also, you must provide negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours or negative antigen test within 24 hours prior to departure from the country of origin. If you are 18 years old and above, but fully vaccinated without booster shot, no quarantine will be required because you are fully vaccinated. This is the number one rule. If fully vaccinated, no quarantine. However, you must provide negative RT-PCR tests within 48 hours or negative antigen tests within 24 hours. If you have a booster shot, no quarantine and no testing required. If the proof of vaccination and testing cannot be validated or verified, you must undergo facility-based quarantine for at least 5 days and you must undergo RT-PCR testing on the 5th day of arrival. If you are going to be required to undergo facility-based quarantine, the hotel must be accredited by the Department of Tourism and Bureau of Quarantine. Go to the DOT or Department of Tourism list of accredited quarantine hotel and you just need to scroll down. The first few pages will show you the different accredited hotels at NAIA Terminal 1, 2, and 3. And then as you scroll down, you will find the other accredited hotels in Cebu, in Davao, or in other places in the Philippines. So just make sure that you call the hotel to verify if they are still accredited before booking. And then you just need to present your booking certificate or that you have a proof of accredited hotel that you have booked ahead of time. For overseas Filipino workers, go to OWA accredited. There are 2 requirements to be released from quarantine. First, you must have a negative RT-PCR test result and you must have a certificate of quarantine from the Bureau of Quarantine. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thank you guys for supporting my channel. And if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.